The wait is finally over because the Apple TV Pro is not just a rumor anymore. It is actually happening, and the biggest change you will see is a built-in camera for FaceTime and a much faster A18 chip that makes this thing a gaming beast. For years, we used the same old box, but this new Pro model is designed to replace your gaming console and your smart home hub at the same time. If you're still using the 2022 Apple TV 4K, listen to this. The new Pro model has 8 GB of RAM compared to the old 4 GB, and it moves from the A15 chip to the A18 Pro chip, which is a massive 50% jump in speed. Compared to the NVIDIA Shield TV Pro, which has been the king of streaming boxes since 2019, the Apple TV Pro finally beats it with AV1 decoding and actual 8K video support. While the old Apple TV was just for Netflix, this new Pro version is built for AAA games like Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed. We are looking at a price point of around $199, which is a bit more than the current $129, but the specs justify the jump. We know this because the information is backed by the most reliable people in the tech industry right now. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, Apple is working on a version of the Apple TV that includes a built-in camera for gesture controls and video calls right from your couch. MacRumors has reported on supply chain leaks showing that the new box will feature the A18 chip to support Apple Intelligence features that the old models simply cannot handle. 9to5Mac confirmed through code found in tvOS betas that a new device identifier points toward a Pro high-performance model. On the social media side, analyst Minkai Q posted on X that Apple is aiming for a sub-$200 price point to finally take over the market from Roku and Amazon. The leaker at Shrimp Apple Pro on Twitter shared that the design might get a slightly slimmer footprint with a metal top to help cool down the more powerful processor. Another insider, Analyst 941, suggested that the Siri remote is getting a Find My speaker built in so you never lose it in the cushions again. And Ross Young from DSCC mentioned that while the box doesn't have a screen, it will support the latest high-brightness HDR standards that even the current 4K model struggles with. So let's talk about what is actually inside this box because the specs are wild. Most people don't realize that the current Apple TV is already powerful, but it's limited. The Apple TV Pro is moving to 8 GB of RAM. Why does that matter for a TV box? One word, AI. Apple Intelligence is coming to your living room. This means Siri will actually be smart. You can ask it to find that movie where the guy travels through time and wears a red jacket, and it will actually find it. The A18 chip is the same one found in the latest iPhones. This means you can play console-quality games without needing a PlayStation or an Xbox. If you compare this to the current Apple TV 4K, the old one starts to lag when you open heavy apps. The Pro model will feel like using an iPad Pro on your big screen. The design is also getting a refresh. It isn't just a black plastic box anymore. Reports say it will have a glass top or a high-quality aluminum finish. But the coolest part is the camera. Imagine sitting on your sofa and just waving your hand to pause a movie. No more looking for the remote when the phone rings. You can do FaceTime calls on your 65-inch TV, and the camera will use center stage to follow you if you move around the room. This is a game changer for families who want to talk to relatives on a big screen instead of huddling around a tiny laptop. Now let's talk about the competition because that is where things get interesting. The NVIDIA Shield TV Pro has been the go-to for tech nerds for 5 years because it handles Plex and high-end audio so well. But the NVIDIA Shield is old. It uses a chip from 2019. The Apple TV Pro blows it out of the water in raw power. It supports HDMI 2.1a, which means better gaming and faster refresh rates. If you are a movie lover, the new Pro model supports QMS or quick media switching. You know that annoying black screen you see for 2 seconds when you start a movie? That is gone. It makes the whole experience feel like a premium theater. For the gamers out there, this is the big one. Apple is pushing for console mode. They want you to connect a PS5 or Xbox controller and use the Apple TV Pro as your main gaming system. With 128 GB of base storage, you can actually fit big games on here. The previous version only had 64 GB in the base model, which fills up way too fast. They are also improving the cooling system. Since the A18 chip is so fast, it gets hot. The new Pro model has a tiny, silent fan or a much larger heat sink, so it doesn't slow down after an hour of gaming. Let's discuss the price because that's what everyone asks about. The current Apple TV 4K is $129. The leaks say the Apple TV Pro will be $199. Is it worth the extra $70 if you just watch YouTube and Netflix? Probably not. You should stick to the base model. But if you want a smart home hub that can control all your Matter and HomeKit devices, or if you want a gaming console that fits in your pocket, then the $199 price is a steal. Think about it. A Nintendo Switch costs $300 and has much worse graphics than what the A18 chip can do. One thing people often ignore is the audio. The Apple TV Pro is rumored to have a pass-through mode for Dolby Atmos. This is huge for people with expensive soundbars or home theater setups. Currently, Apple TV converts audio to LPCM, which some people hate. The Pro model will let the original audio signal go straight to your speakers. This makes the sound much clearer and more punchy. It's these small Pro details that make a huge difference for people who care about their setup. The new Siri remote is also a big part of the story. We've all lost our remote at least once a week. The new one will have a speaker. You can go to your iPhone and tap Find My Remote and it will start beeping. It sounds simple, but it's a feature we have wanted for 10 years. It will still use USB-C for charging, but the battery life is expected to last 6 months on a single charge. So when can you actually buy it? The rumors point to a late 2024 announcement, likely around November, or a spring 2025 release. Apple usually likes to drop these kinds of products right before the holiday season or during their March event. If you're thinking about buying an Apple TV right now, my advice is to wait. The jump from the current 4K model to the Pro model is the biggest leap in the history of the product. In short, the Apple TV Pro is turning from a simple streaming box into the brain of your home. It's got the power of an iPhone 16, the gaming ability of a console, and the smarts of a high-end computer. It's going to kill the market for mid-range gaming consoles and make the Nvidia Shield look like a toy from the past. If you want the best possible experience on your TV, this is the device you have been waiting for. It's faster, smarter, and finally brings the Pro name to the big screen. Stay tuned, because as soon as the official pre-order link goes live, this thing is going to sell out fast. If you found this helpful, make sure you look into the storage options before you buy, because with these new games, you're going to need all the space you can get. The Apple TV Pro is finally here to take over your living room, and honestly, it's about time.